Handling and suspension, balanced, but not boring. The SuperSport is built around a trellis frame that keeps things light and nimble. The S version comes with fully adjustable Öhlins suspension, which feels plush on broken roads, but might be a bit soft for hardcore corner carving. But hey, it's adjustable. Just tweak the settings if you want a firmer ride. Handling-wise, the bike is quick to flick in traffic and feels composed in fast corners. It holds lean angles with confidence and communicates exactly what the tires are doing. Speaking of tires, Pirelli Diablo Rosso 3 units do an excellent job in both dry and wet conditions. No complaints there. Braking and safety, top-notch. Brembo brakes at both ends mean you've got serious stopping power, but with a progressive feel. No sudden bites here, just smooth, predictable braking. Combined with Ducati's electronic suite, including cornering ABS and traction control, you've got a safety net that stays out of your way until you really need it. Everyday practicality, a mixed bag. This is where the SuperSport reveals its compromises. Yes, it's way more practical than your average sport bike, but there are some quirks. Low ground clearance means speed breakers need a cautious approach. Wide turning radius can make tight U-turns or parking lot maneuvers slightly annoying. Other than that, though, this Ducati handles daily duties surprisingly well. Engine heat is well managed, thanks to clever air ducting. The clutch is light, fueling is smooth, and the quickshifter makes city riding easier than you'd expect from a 100-plus bhp bike. The price of Italian passion. Here's the real catch, 19 rupees lakh, ex-showroom, for the SuperSport 950S. That's a lot of money, especially when bikes like the Kawasaki Ninja 1000 SX and Suzuki Hayabusa offer more power and equipment for less. But then again, this is a Ducati. You're paying for the name, the exotic appeal, the craftsmanship, and that unmatched Italian flair. It's not just a motorcycle. It's an experience. If that kind of exclusivity matters to you, then the price might feel justified. Verdict: the Ducati you can actually live with. So, who's the SuperSport 950S for? If you want a Ducati that doesn't punish you for daily use, this is it. If you love spirited weekend rides and occasional touring, this is it. If you want outright madness, look elsewhere. Hello, Panigale V2/V4. The 2025 Ducati SuperSport 950S manages to blend style, performance, comfort, and tech into one seriously appealing package. It's still very much a Ducati, thrilling and characterful, but it's also surprisingly versatile. That's a rare combo, and one that makes this bike truly special. 2025 Ducati SuperSport 950S. First ride review, casual, 8,000 characters approximate. Let's be honest, when someone says, Ducati, your mind instantly races to images of red-hot performance machines, blaring exhausts, and aggressive sport bikes like the Panigale. But what if I told you Ducati also makes a sensible motorcycle? Sounds weird, right? Well, that's exactly what the 2025 Ducati SuperSport 950S is, a surprisingly practical, well-rounded Ducati that still manages to stay true to the brand's exciting DNA. First impressions: sleek, sharp, and seriously stylish. At first glance, the SuperSport 950S might look smaller than you'd expect for a bike in this class, but trust me, it packs serious presence. It borrows heavy styling cues from the Panigale family, especially that aggressive headlamp setup and the flowy, sculpted fairings. Everything looks intentional and aerodynamic, from the sharp nose to the tidy tail section. The S variant even comes with a sporty rear seat cowl that's removable with just an Allen key. Little details like that show how Ducati's focused on blending form and function. The build quality is exactly what you'd expect from a premium Italian machine: tight panel gaps, flawless paint, and just a general "this feels expensive" vibe. Powering the experience, that Testastretta L-Twin. At the core is Ducati's familiar 937 cubic centimeters Testastretta L-Twin, churning out 108.6 brake horsepower and 93 Newton-meters of torque. You'll also find this engine on the Monster and Hypermotored, but here, it's tuned with a focus on balance. There's more than enough power to keep things fun, especially when you twist the throttle past 6,000 RPM, where it really starts to scream. Paired with a 6-speed gearbox and a bidirectional quickshifter, standard on the S, gear changes feel smooth and engaging. Around town or on the highway, the engine feels alive but never overbearing. Just a heads up though. Below 3,000 RPM, you'll notice the usual L-Twin lumpiness and a bit of knocking, but that's just part of the Ducati charm. If you're used to inline fours, this might feel a bit different, but give it time, it grows on you. Riding modes, tech and comfort, thoughtfully Ducati. You get 3 riding modes: urban, touring, and sport. Each mode comes with adjustable levels for traction control, wheelie control, ABS, and power delivery. Even the quickshifter can be turned off if you prefer the old-school feel. The 4.2-inch TFT screen might not be the biggest, but it's super sharp and intuitive to use. Navigation is simple, and if you opt for Ducati's multimedia system, sold separately, you get Bluetooth connectivity too. Now here's the big surprise, the comfort. You'd expect a Ducati with clip-ons to be a wrist killer after an hour, but nope. The SuperSport 950S hits a sweet spot. You'll lean forward enough to feel sporty, but not so much that your back hates you. The seat is wide and cushy, and taller riders won't feel cramped. Touring all day on this bike? Totally doable.